right, bro. We're gonna go ahead and toast up. We're gonna toast up. What we toasting? We shooting or we toasting?
We're gonna toast today.
All right, we're gonna toast. Let me crack her a little open.
Here you go. Here you go.
Doing the mother most. Hey, give me a little foam toppy. All right, bro. We're gonna toast the episode 6 and them nice holiday vibes.
Yes, sir, ski.
All right.
Here.
Ain't nothing like a brewski. Welcome back to episode 6, season 1, 2 P's on a pod. You got your 2 hosts. I'm Keish.
I'm Mac.
And we motherfucking back.
Y'all know what time it is. Shout out to y'all, everybody that tuned in from the beginning, from our very first introduction episode to this one right now, episode 6. I know y'all see we try and get everything together as far as sound, lighting, everything like that goes. So we definitely appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We're gonna perfect this thing one way or another. But shout out to y'all, the supporters. Without y'all, we
absolutely.
You already know what time it is.
It would be nothing. Keep it going. We appreciate y'all. And like I said, each episode, we're going to get better and better. Content get better. And we would love to hear your feedback, your comments, suggestions. And most importantly, always share our shit.
Right, yo. Don't be selfish. That don't cost you nothing. A little couple seconds, share it. Y'all be sharing everybody else's. So good, you know what I mean? Throw us out there a little bit. You feel me? Word.
So yeah, we are approaching a busy time. It's holiday season. Some of us maybe celebrate Thanksgiving. Some of us may not. Some of us may just like the family aspect, which is my go-to. I generally call Thanksgiving Genocide Day. And my family, they go crazy because I said, I'm like, happy genocide. But nevertheless, I do like that family gets together and to fellowship and connect. And it's days that people don't have to typically generally take off. And it allows you to be around the kids and, all of the elders and your peers that's in your family that you grew up with. So I do love this time. But this time could be a little crazy for some people.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Listen, I'm with you on that. Not the whole Thanksgiving thing. It's not about that. It's all about the family, the fellowship, and just celebrate another day to be able to be around your loved ones and all of that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, it could get weird for some people, man. Yeah. I know y'all out there had some weird Thanksgivings. Whether you was just on your first introduction to the family because you just started dating or getting to know each other.
Oh, those are fun.
Or if you was the gay friend that went with your homie back home, or if you were the
newly coming out, went to the family. That's the real one. Yeah, or that one, and you bring the auntie with the roommate.
Right.
How many aunties with the roommates do we have? Please drop it in the comment. Are you the auntie with the roommate and ain't telling them that that's really your lady? Let us know in the comment, please. I know
word.
But yeah. Nevertheless, like this time, not only can it just be awkward and weird, but some people don't even get around their family because of how family can get a little crazy and impress you with weird questions. So like, what do we do in those situations? So kind of like, we got the turkey, we all there sitting down eating, and then we get a weird question. Bah. When you getting married? Is that an appropriate question for your family members to ask you? Once you're an adult, is that an appropriate question for a family member to ask you?
Hell no, mind your business. And the other one is to the people that don't have children or maybe don't want children or try to have children. You don't know what the case is. The whole when you having kids,
yeah,
man, when you gonna mind your business? How about that? It gets
So
crazy, yo. It gets
yeah,
crazy.
now I'm a little biased. So I feel like if you are genuinely asking me that question,
Mm-hmm.
and we cool like that, then I mean it's just a question. You know, some people might say, hey, look, I ain't getting married till I'm blah 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 age. Some people, they may be asking you because you do keep bringing the same person to the events. When y'all getting married? And to remind people that that is an option. We do live kind of in a society where marriage is last on the table, and it's more so about getting this money, getting this, getting that, then circle back around and get married. So it could be that. I don't find that question necessarily offensive, unless you're going to ask me that question every November.
Gotcha. So I get what you're saying, and if it's coming from a genuine place, and it's like, okay, I know that you and such been together
Right.
5-6 years, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my thing though. How you going? Who is to determine how long I'm supposed to be with somebody before I say we want to get married? Or what if we don't want to? You understand?
So if you
I just feel like let's not be invasive anymore. Let's
That's
not ask questions that can cause awkwardness or uncomfortability.
Yeah, that's true.
If you are gonna ask those questions, let's not ask it in a setting where it's like a talk show. Everybody eyes on you because I asked you the question. If I'm genuinely concerned and I want to know, you know what I mean, and we rock like that, and I feel like, oh, y'all moving this way or that way, and oh, are you guys getting married or whatever? You guys gonna have kids or whatever the question is? Then I should be able to talk to you one-on-one. I don't have to bring that when everybody passing the biscuits.
Hey, but no, you definitely made a valid point. Like, you don't have to ask me that question when everybody is sitting down, you know, grubbing, and it might be a moment of quietness and a game playing in the background. You could shoot me a text or, you know, hit me off to the side. So when y'all getting married? I see you been, you know, kicking it for a minute. And you know, part of me feels like that families have this awkward question is because we don't get up around each other as much, and you don't have nothing to talk about. So you talk about generalized topics. And if it's somebody that does not have a spouse, that does not have children, then what do you really have to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Technically, you can come up with stuff, but I'm just saying low level thinking. Let me just keep it very general. And hey, when you're getting married, when are you having a baby? Now, when it comes to asking when are you having children, as I've gotten old, not even as I've gotten older, but I just think that is not a question that should be asked specifically to women and couples as well, because maybe if you want to ask your son or your nephew by himself, you know, while he chilling, hey man, nephew, when y'all getting you know, but you don't know people's fertility situation. You don't know how long they've been trying, especially married couples. Do not ask a married couple when y'all having kids, because 9 times out of 10, if they, you know, generally people do want kids, and if they don't have them now, they've been trying, and it's just not happening. So that is a sensitive topic. I think it can cause a lot. It can turn a joyous, grateful day, such as what Thanksgiving is supposed to commercially represent. It could just turn it sour.
I agree with that. That's one of them invasive questions where I feel like, yo, excuse me. I feel like if we haven't been around each other, first of all, these questions, I feel like these questions be coming from people that, man, we only, you know what I mean? We only together because of this day. We don't talk on the regular.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
We're not involved in each other's lives or anything like that. So how dare you even ask that question is where I be coming from. You feel what I'm saying?
I get you.
On the other hand, is like, yo, like you said, some questions like you do not supposed to, like, that is not your business, yo. Yeah. I just feel like, how about this? How you feeling today? How y'all been doing? It's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. How y'all been feeling? Let's do that. And if somebody goes into a conversation where they let you know, like, things a little rough, we've been trying to have a kid and it, whatever, or, you know, we are discussing getting married or whatever, let them invite you into that level of their lives,
Right.
don't just assume that you've earned access to that. Is all I'm
I
saying.
like that you use that phrase. Don't assume that you earn access.
Right.
That was a good one, bro. That was a
I,
good one right there. I like that.
I be dropping some shit
You
sometimes.
you definitely hey
You
hey
know.
that was a good one right there.
But
Because
yeah,
that
it
holds
just
a
makes
lot
it
of that
weird.
carries a lot right there. Don't assume that you that's deep because I just that is a real fact, and I think we struggle with that boundaries, and that's what we're ultimately talking about here,
Right.
families and boundaries. And do our elders in our the previous generations before us, do they lack boundaries? And I
I
think that they do.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And I think it's because they ain't had no boundaries set for them.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever was working in their time, they just carrying over when they
Right.
don't even know that it wasn't working. I feel like everybody has a lot of unlearning and relearning to do. So
Okay.
if I keep on moving the same way just because I thought it worked, and obviously if I'm looking around that wasn't a successful tactic, you understand what I'm saying? It's like
Absolutely.
I'm just comfortable now with it, and I've become like, all right, accustomed to this, so I'm just gonna just keep it moving. But if we get to the bottom of things and we understand, like, yo, that didn't work for you. You didn't like that question back when somebody asked you
Right.
that before you had
Right.
some kids, or
Right.
whatever your situation might have been.
Mm-hmm.
So why you wanted to fix your mouth, ask somebody else that? But I don't think people be thinking before they act. People just go right off emotions, whatever come in their head, come out the mouth, whatever situation they got going on.
Let me
And
ask you this,
that's what
and
makes it weird.
you made me think of something when we were speaking about boundaries and how boundaries may not have been set for the previous generations. And I don't want to stay on this piece, but I do want to hear your opinion on it. And it's about boundaries that, like you said, are the previous generations did not have boundaries set. So, kind of one of the things growing up, my parents would say, um, ain't no closed doors in this house, or not. And I don't mean like when you getting dressed or nothing like that private like that, but
Right.
like for the most part, leave that door open, leave that your room door open.
Okay.
um and so that's kind of something that I'm not as hard as that. Like, I don't just go around, boom, what's going on here? But
Right.
I do say that. Do you believe in boundary that children that there should be boundaries with kids? Or do you believe that our parents did not have certain boundaries, and that we should give children a space um to have privacy under 18 in your house?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because I feel like as an adult, when you going through like a healing process, you have to become the safe place for the kid that you felt that wasn't safe and all of that. So you have to
Okay.
really go through, when you're going through a healing process, you have to go through the list of things that made you feel whatever way you felt as a child, so that you can heal as an adult. You know what I mean? Be who you
So
needed.
it didn't
So
necessarily break me or make me feel away because I was kind of a sneaky kid. So I
got
knew why they wanted that door open. And sometimes, but I'm just asking just straight up, like, because kids are, that's what in
But
those ages
and
they're
I think
trying.
that's why I said yes, because you weren't bothered by it doesn't mean that the next person wouldn't be.
Right, right,
So I
right.
feel like let's just
Okay.
talk to the kids, let them express how they feel and who they are. Ultimately, we have to guide them, but we should
Right.
be listening to them, because
Okay.
a lot of times they got something to say and we sweep it over because it's like, man, what are you
Mm-hmm.
talking about? Or whatever way you feel because you feel superior because of your age and your experience. When in all reality,
Mm-hmm.
these kids is talking to us from a place of innocence for most of the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know what I mean.
All
So
right.
yeah, give them some room to be who they are and all of that stuff. Still guide them. I'm not saying let people do
No, no,
let
we
children do
strictly
whatever. But
talking. We
yes,
strictly talking about boundaries, privacy, and things like that.
absolutely.
So
If they say
I'll
yeah,
definitely take that piece with me, and I don't want to stay on that because we gotta stick with our topic.
gotcha.
But that made me think of that, and I definitely wanted to hear your insight on that before I walked away from it. But yeah, So okay, so we're saying that these questions that these family members. So one, you feel that if this is a family member that you don't really have a relationship with, then there should be boundaries, and we should set those boundaries. But what about those people those that are like us, that their family, luckily we have supportive family.
Uh-huh.
I know you have a supportive family. I have a supportive family, but we have certain other people that we've known in the past that we may know now, or that are viewing us right at this moment, that don't go home for holidays, or don't have they've had to create their own network of people to feel like home, because they are not supported in their family. So those people, what advice do you have to those people?
I feel like first and foremost, shout out to the people who had to create their own families. There's nothing wrong with that. Most of the time, you have to, even when you have a supportive family, most of the time you end up having to create your own family.
Yeah.
Anyway, because blood just makes you related. Family is your tribe, and who pours into you the way you pour into them, and all of that. So I feel like the people who, I just hope that you at least have a safe place to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really have no advice or no support, because I've had a good support system throughout my life, whether it was blood relatives or the family that I had to create. You feel what I'm saying?
So do you think that they should step outside of, or try to break those barriers to, I don't want to say to gain acceptance, but for a lack of term, should they try to break those barriers to gain acceptance with their families? Or is it, look, I'm me, accept me unapologetically, and if you come around, you come around? Or what do you?
No, I don't think this. I feel like this. I'm a person that believes don't be nowhere where you not respected or you not wanted. You understand? You gotta take care of your mental health before anything else. And of course, it feels better when you with some biological family or this or that, but you don't want to go. This is the way I live my life now. You know what I mean? As an adult that been through some things, I live my life like this. I won't go into a store. If I go into a store and the people looking at me funny and I don't feel accepted or respected or wanted in that environment, I'll walk out.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
I definitely feel you with that. I don't have nothing to prove with you.
Yeah, exactly. I have nothing to prove, and I don't stay nowhere where I'm not wanted, respected, and protected. I don't want to be there. So whether that's with family, friends, co-workers, this and that,
right?
Stores, I will not shop in your store if I come in there and it's all eyes on me, you giving me funny energy, like I don't have no money in my pocket, or that like I don't belong in here. I'm gonna let you know something. Okay. I could have purchased anything in this building.
Right.
But now I ain't getting shit. Right. You understand? I that's just how I live life. So that come with family, friends, whatever. Okay. My family that reach out to me, they, you know what I mean? We good. I reach out to you. I'm also not the family member or the friend that's calling and asking you for stuff. Those days is over. You understand? So,
but do you think family is not should family not be able to ask family for things? Now, I don't mean can I get $20 for a pack of Newports? Can I get $50 to go to the club? I don't mean that, but it depends on the family member, because if my niece that's 19 want $50 to go out to party, or 18-year-old, then as the aunt, okay, yeah, let me give you. Now my 40 or 35-year-old cousin, don't call me for that. But also, like, don't call me for that. But if my 45-year-old cousin needs some gas today and need to hold $100 for gas and a couple of groceries, should we not be there for that?
Nah, I ain't say that at all. I feel like those people have access to you on that level. You understand?
Well, okay, so let's say that they don't. Let's say that they don't. Let's say that
that's the same thing. My thing is this: me and your cousins, I haven't talked to you in 10, 11 months.
Okay.
The first interaction is, hey, cuz, let me hold $25. And I'm just throwing a number out there.
Right,
$25
yeah.
is nothing. I don't even pay attention to shit like that. Like, if you need to hold $25, something's going on. So what I'm saying is this. That's our first.
We're not judging world. Sometimes you may gotta borrow 25.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. My point is this. If that's our only interaction, hey cuz, let me get, hey cuz, can you, hey cuz, can that, hey cuz, what about, hey cuz, how you doing? How your family doing? What you got going on? I'm just saying, if you have access to me like that, then I ain't even talking about you. You can ask me for anything. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'm talking about people who you have not even heard from, you don't communicate with, the people that you wouldn't even eat no chicken at the table with, even though they're your cousins or your whoever.
So let me flip it. Let me flip it for you then. All right. So you okay? So they did really need the money. So how about that? You may be the person that in your family that is reliable, responsible, respected. And so they're coming to you because they've tried everything else. Or have we ever looked at it like, I know for an example, and this is not anything, but we're kind of at an age where people don't really borrow money, but there are some people in my life that do tend to reach out. And I don't look at it as I just look at it as, things happen and life happens. We're all not at the same place and space. But if I have it, I don't need you to necessarily create a fake conversation for me either.
That's all I'm saying right there. Let's just keep it to the point.
Hey, so that's what they did. That's what they did, bro. They said,
no.
They didn't ask you.
Whoa. I said keep it to the point with the people that you can keep it to the point with.
Okay.
If I have not heard, I'm standing on this. If I do not hear from you any other time, and I'm not a person that talks on the phone. You can shoot me a text message once in a blue moon, and I'm cool with that. But if our only interaction for the whole entire year was, hey, cuz, can I get this or that? And this is the crazy thing. I'm still gonna send it to you, but I just know where you're categorized at. Like,
okay.
I've never heard from you from nothing else. I got a lot of stuff going on.
So but that's what I'm asking. So that's what I'm asking. Can you not be the responsible, reliable person? Or is it that you want a deeper relationship? That's what I'm asking. So is it not okay?
Is pour from an empty glass or an empty cup, however to say it. Okay. However you want to tailor it to your life.
Okay.
I don't care who you are in the family. Everybody.
So what you're saying is
used. If you can't be used, you're useless. But you should not be misused. So let's get that out of our head that we're the responsible family member and we're the this and you're the breadwinner and you're the this and you're the that, because that does not make you responsible for anybody else. And that's where we fail at. Trying to save everybody.
Oh, I'm so glad you said this.
People who don't want to save themselves, and you trying to take your shirt off for somebody who wouldn't take their shirt off for you.
Okay.
So if you don't got access to me like that, just know that you don't have access to me like that. Now, if you know what I mean, I'm not telling you don't ask somebody else for it. You understand?
Hey, you can ask whoever you want. You don't want them to ask you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just know like that. I mean, that's just how I feel.
Okay. And that's fair, because again, what it sounds like is going back to boundaries. You want boundaries set. And I think in life, and you are entitled as a person navigating the world, you are entitled to set boundaries for people, and people either can accept them or reject them, and then you have the ability to. I was waiting for you to take a sip of the beer. I'm over here like, God dang, is this like pick that shit up? We gotta get a signal. So it don't look like I'm a drunk over here. I'm just enjoying the beer. But I do. But what you made me think of in saying that is we've all seen soul food. And we've seen it on the internet. I don't know, bro. I know you be a hermit crab with the internet. But when they be saying now, like looking back on movies that we watched growing up and whatnot, and how Terri, they were saying Terri was the villain back in the day. You know, everybody didn't
Terri,
really...
what? When you got older, you realized she wasn't. You realized when you got older that Debo was a punk.
Yeah. I think we knew Debo was a punk though, because Debo was beating
he looked
women.
like the strong bully dude on the block.
But he was still beating women and snatching people grandmama chain.
Yeah. I mean, but when you get older, you realize that tough act is whack. That's what
okay. Yeah. Definitely.
So
but
Terri,
that
man, I ain't gonna hold you. We made Terri the villain because we used to people saying, "Oh, you gotta go through it to get through. You gotta go through it to get to it, and all this." So we took that. We got ladies that put up with cheating and beating and everything else because they think that they gotta be ride or dies or this and that. I think that everybody ultimately has a lot of unlearning and relearning to do, because if it affects your mental health, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but it's difficult because life can still affect your mental health, and it's just something that you got to go through. You're a parent, you know that shit happens.
Life, but not trying to give to people that you don't hear from, not trying to take care of a village that is not your village, not trying to take on a responsibility that's not yours.
Okay, so the part in Soul Food that really that I think I've saw this clip not too long ago, but of course I've seen the movie millions of times, and also people let me know in the comments. Now we all know Waiting to Exhale had the best soundtrack, but people fail to realize Soul Food did too. So drop in the comments. I remember when Christmas when I got that joint for a CD for Christmas, but let me know if y'all fuck with the Soul Food soundtrack.
Hey, they don't have it. I gotta go run it back because I only know Mama.
Girl, that girl, I care about you. And
that was
what
good.
About you? What about me? What about us? They had some bangers. Now it wasn't as great as Waiting to Exhale, but it was a banger.
I forget what movie it was. It was it dropped around the holidays too. It was corny. It was whack though. The movie was whack, but the soundtrack was so.
Who was in it?
I don't know.
Bro, got that shit.
Hey yo. No, hold on. Hey. It was like I don't know.
Yeah, you never knew. But the point is, so on the scene in Soul Food, Terri was they was trying to figure out what they was going to do with Big Mama House. So Terri was like, look, this is what we're gonna do. I am going to sell Big Mama House, and we're gonna take the money and we're gonna do blah 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 and put Uncle Pete in a home and blah 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 blah. So before that, I think Maxine was like, nah, what we gonna do is, come on, Terri, you know we can't sell Big Mama House. What we gonna do is, we thought we would just give you them. Oh, for the funeral. That's what it was, for the funeral. So Maxine was like, nah, what we gonna do is, you gonna front the money. You and Miles gonna front the money. And then we just gonna have to pay you back through the rest of the year and you'll be good. And that alone, that saying alone, like, what you gonna do is you gonna front the money. So number one, you count in my pockets. Right. Number two, you already assumed that I was gonna hold it down. And number three, you didn't even say, look, we about to do a bake sale. We about to sell this damn soul food that didn't kill Big Mama. You ain't say we about to rent the rooms out in Big Mama house. You didn't say nothing. You just automatically assumed that she was gonna hold it down like she always did.
You want to know why? Because the same thing that you said. They assumed that she was the responsible one. Now you see where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah. Oh, full circle. Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
You said that out your own mouth. Like, what if you're the responsible person and it's the person that they can count on this and this and that? That's who she was. And you see how that made her feel? And you see how you feel right now, even saying it aloud, like, yo, you gonna tell me what we about to do? You understand where I'm coming from now? Yeah. Everybody should have had that access to you. But when you allow it, everybody feel like they had that access to you because people treat you how you allow them to. Facts. So they been saying, oh, Terri and Miles, y'all gonna handle this, and they been handling it. So they gonna say it for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
You got that's
so crazy.
You gotta check.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. So I guess you gotta set. It is important to set boundaries, and based on what you're saying, sometimes even as children, you might have to set a little respectfully, a little boundaries, or communicate to your elders that this is what you're looking for and this is how you feel. Even though we are navigating life and you show up to these events and spaces and places, you are still a person, you are still an individual. You are not required to answer any questions that you don't want to. You can flip that joint, or what you can do is, as you said, bro, no matter what in life, you always gonna build your own tribe. You always gonna build your own family, and you have that space to do that.
Right.
And for those of y'all that do not have a place, we hope that you still have a great holiday.
That's
whether
right.
You do that with your friends, whether you do that with your friends that became family, or whether you actually spend that joint getting money.
That's right. Whatever you decide, just make sure that you're somewhere where you are respected, protected, and appreciated, and actually wanted. You understand? Don't be nowhere where they don't want you at. Don't be nowhere where you feel like they're going to disrespect you and you're not going to be protected. Nobody deserves that, yo. Nobody.
Word. I love that. I love that saying. You drop some gems. You drop some gems on this episode, bro. So what I want to say is thank y'all for tuning in to Two Peeps on a Pod. As always, if you look down here, follow all of our socials: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Be on the lookout for all of our drops. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Give us that engagement. That's what we need. We need y'all to engage. Ask us some questions. Give us some topics. Send us some letters that we can talk about on here. You can do it anonymously. We will not drop your information.
Word.
We definitely are here to give love advice. Any kind of advice for real. But we love
this is a safe place,
yo,
for real. We're gonna have a couple jokes and all that.
We definitely
talk about it a little bit, but this is a safe place, yo. We got love for everybody. Ain't no hate over here.
Everybody.
That's real. That's real.
For everybody.
That's real.
Again, we are Two Peeps on a Pod. Word. Again, I'm your host, Keish.
Mac.
And tune back in for our next episode. As always, thanks for tuning in and catch us next time. Enjoy your holidays.
Peace.
Peace.